weekly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise, motherfucker.
For your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Hide the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the machine. I am Brandon.
And I am Matt.
And it's Thursday. We're back. You know, it happens from time to time. And we're back on another
Platform?
Yeah, those things. We finally got Mixer. They had a lot of updating and stuff like that they had to do, and we finally got it to work. So we're now back on Mixer. So we're back on Mixer, Periscope, Twitch, YouTube, Spreaker. What else? We're on a lot of we're on a lot of them. So you know. Anyhow, welcome back to Mixer. What the?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
I don't know, Sean. You're gonna have to maybe elaborate on that one. We have no clue what you just said. I gotta turn my headphones up. I'm deaf. Actually, holy shit. There I am. Actually, I was just hoping, if I turned the knobs, it would get warmer.
Yeah. We're going to use the trash can down here to start a hobo fire.
Yeah, the heater is not functioning at the moment, so we're in here debating on whether or not to go get the trash can outside and set fire in the house. And right inside of Weaponized Sloth Production Studios, have a hobo fire. But I mean, it's, you know what? We walked in here; it was pretty damn cold. It really was. Anyhow, all right, let's get to it. I guess this ass nut keeps fucking popping up, and we're getting tired of really talking about him because he's full of shit, and he's always been full of shit, and he's constantly full of shit. And the fact that he's on any sort of committee, especially when it comes to intelligence, is beyond me. But that shows the intellectual prowess of the left, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about none other than Crotch Sniff Schiff. Adam Schiff is now apparently backpedaling on his whistleblower. Said he may not need to testify after all. That's kind of interesting, is it not? I mean,
yeah.
I found it kind of strange. I mean, again, we're in this full swing of the Trump impeachment inquiry, and the Democrats decided against voting for an actual impeachment inquiry. It might have him booted the kangaroos out of the courtroom. Okay, I like that line. Instead, the only person booted out of the hearing was run by Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, was Florida Representative Matt Gaetz. Probably because he's a badass, to be honest with you. But he's not a member of the Intelligence Committee. That's besides the point. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's not a member of it. Apparently, he tried to crash the testimony of former national security official Fiona Hill.
Oh.
Is she married to Shrek?
It's possible. Anything's possible nowadays.
Of course, there's no ability for Republicans to cross-examine witnesses or to subpoena their own, as there would be in an actual impeachment inquiry, which is, kind of the point.
Mm-hmm. Obviously. What the hell was that?
I don't know. It almost sounded like the door, but...
Yeah, keep going.
New York GOP Rep. Lee Zeldin was quoted as saying, "This process is a joke and the consequences are huge." Well, the good news is that the joke could be one punchline shorter, since an anticipated witness may not need to testify, according to Schiff. The bad news is that the witness is the whistleblower who started the whole thing. The one that who allegedly had ties to Joe Biden and the one who had contact with Schiff's aides before he filed the complaint. You know, that whistleblower.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, okay. I was wondering.
guy.
I was wondering which one we were talking about because there's just so many.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead.
But we can now just rely on the transcript of the July 25th phone call between President Donald Trump and Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky, which is what sparked the Democrats' impeachment efforts.
Well, and just remember, by the way, Zelensky even came out and said, I don't know what the Democrats are trying to pull, but that was not what our phone call was at all. It had nothing to do with bribery or anything else like that. He was, he elaborated on it pretty well. He said, listen, he's like, I don't know what's going on in your country, but it's crazy, pretty much. I mean, I don't want to get into, I don't have in front of me what all he said, but that's, pretty much the gist of what he said. But go ahead.
So I guess past Sunday, Schiff said that because there is a second whistleblower, a call transcript, and a need to protect the whistleblower's anonymous status, the Intelligence Committee may not call the original whistleblower.
No, I'm smelling bullshit.
I am too.
A big pile of bullshit. I think the second whistleblower is Crotchniff himself.
I'm willing to bet it probably is too.
And he's making this shit up as he goes along. But go ahead.
Schiff also said that our primary interest right now is making sure that that person is protected. He himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Indeed, now there's more than one whistleblower, that they are protected. And given that we already have the call record, we don't need the whistleblower who wasn't on the call to tell us what took place during the call.
We have the transcript of the fucking call.
I know.
We know what happened on the call. We've read it. Go ahead.
Yeah, he continued on by saying, we do want to make sure that we identify other evidence that is pertinent to the withholding of the military support. The effort to cover this up by hiding this in a classified computer system. We want to make sure that we uncover the full details about the conditionality of either the military aid or that meeting with Ukraine's president. It may not be necessary to take steps that might reveal the whistleblower's identity to do that, and we're going to make sure we protect that whistleblower. I think he's trying to protect his own ass.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
My screen jumped.
Oops. Yeah, because I was taking care of something else, I lost my spot. So go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll follow
I closed something out and my screen jumped. Let's see.
Live radio.
Yeah. Host Margaret Brennan didn't push Schiff on the fact that he had previously said the whistleblower would testify. Yes, he did say that.
Well, yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
There was also a report that Schiff had said the whistleblower would be testifying very soon back in September.
Yeah, but this is the same nutsack that during the whole Trump collusion-y thingy-majiggy that he constantly said, we have evidence. It's gonna come out. This is gonna be the end of Trump. Oh, we don't have that. Okay, well, Mueller's got it, and he's gonna release it, and we're still gonna ruin Trump. Oh, Mueller doesn't have it either. Well, we still got it somewhere. We know it's there. This is the same jackass.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Acting Director of National Intelligence, Joseph McGuire, was in the process of clearing the whistleblower to testify before the House Intelligence Committee. Schiff said on George Stephanopoulos' show.
Well, and as director, McGuire promised during the hearing that whistleblower will be allowed to come in and what? Come in without a minder? Okay. From the Justice Department or from the White House to tell the whistleblowers what they can and cannot say, Schiff said. Did he? Never mind. Not
to
even-
tell the whistleblower what he can and cannot say.
Yeah. We will get unfiltered testimony of that whistleblower, says Crotch Sniff. This supposedly has nothing to do with the fact that Schiff's people had contact with the whistleblower, or that the whistleblower probably had ties to Biden and perhaps even traveled to the Ukraine with him while Biden was vice president. This has nothing to do with the collapse of the original story. It's all about protecting the whistleblower, apparently. Well, the aforementioned Representative Zeldin may have said it best when he told This Week, according to apparently Politico, that what Adam Schiff wants is to get United States of America drunk on his favorite cocktail. I could see that.
Zeldin says there's 3 ingredients to that cocktail. One is cherry picking leaks. Second is withholding facts. And third is just outright lying. Damn. Expect to see plenty of those cocktails served over the next few months. Then if all works as planned, the case gets sent to the Senate, which will be forced to act as our country's designated driver.
Man, what a ride this has been with this guy. But he just keeps going. I mean, you can't tell me, even on the Democrat side, even the people that actually believe that Trump is the most evil, vile person on the planet, even you heads of cabbage, you got to figure out that Adam Schiff is full of shit. Absolutely 100% full of shit. If you're not seeing this, then you were way too far gone for us to even try to, help out.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty much intellectually dead between the ears. But, Okay, so what are we going to do with shots here? Because it's looking kind of tragic over there.
Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of Kraken left.
Just to be honest with you, it's looking bad.
Are we mixing Kraken? Or you just want to divvy it up and we'll do the shots of the Kraken first?
Oh, we can always, do our usual on rock, paper, scissors for everything.
Let's think.
Do you even think
Maybe
there's
a
a
little-
full shot in there?
I think there's at least a full shot.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What do you think? Because we got stuff to mix it with. I'm just not sure it's going to taste very good after it's mixed.
Yeah. If you want it, you can have it. I'll do some cotton.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh. So he does want to touch my penis.
I have to remember to see about getting some more.
Oh, bogus. That is not a full shot.
All right, so I was off a little. I was looking at the glass from an angle.
That's a fucking taste, man. Come on.
It's like half a shot.
I don't know if I can consider that half a shot.
Go, Captain. Yar.
That shit didn't even look like it mixed with it, though.
The Captain and the Kraken.
I'm already thinking how bad this is probably going to taste. It's going to be like a bucket of shit. Well, while I'm dying from a nasty shot, you guys can listen to this wonderful old song that we just keep playing only because, it was what the president played. And we like fucking with Schiff.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be right back.
We've got the right to choose it. There ain't no way we'll lose it. Hey lefties, liberals and progressives, this is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no. This old boy's wow. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm gonna need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do. And we have returned. And we're going to be talking about those wonderful people in this great, wholesome group that just loves everybody, Antifa. Apparently, they showed up at the rally and started throwing piss bombs and burning people's hats and attacking Nazi supporters. Protesters outside. This is the Minneapolis rally. This is not the Texas rally, which is tonight, isn't it? It should be going on right now.
I think so.
I think so. But protesters outside President Donald Trump's Minneapolis rally, they threw urine, burned Make America Great Again hats, and physically attacked Trump supporters while calling them Nazis. This is what happens when your kids are homeschooled.
Damn.
I can't say that because I know a lot of intelligent people who are teaching their kids right by doing homeschooling. I guess this would be more public education because homeschool people actually teach their kids history so that they know not to call somebody a Nazi who's obviously not even close to what a Nazi was. So I retract that statement. I prostrate myself before you and beg for your forgiveness. The protest began in the afternoon outside the Target Center as immigrant women and anti-war groups gathered against the president while his supporters lined up to enter the venue. Mind you, the photos that we have here are mostly of these disgusting-looking people with masks on to cover up their faces, of course, because they're pussies. You know what? Just to go off on a slight tangent on that. When I go out and do my thing, if be it my speeches or even go to a rally or anything else like that, I want you to see my face. I am not afraid for you to see my face. I ain't a bitch. You want to come at me? Fucking come at me. Not fucking worried about it. And of course, you can accidentally think I'm Secret Service, like like that. Still one of my favorite things ever. But
Fuck me, buddy. I'll kick your ass so hard you left to unbutton your collar to shit.
I still say that guy sounds like he's having an orgasm in the background. But go ahead.
While the rally was going on during the evening, protesters blew whistles, chanted, and drummed. And then tensions rose. Protesters, of course, like we said, were caught on video burning, the iconic symbol of Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, the Make America Great Again hats.
Well, yeah, and, they literally and figuratively, there was a man in particular who was attacked. He was just walking out of the venue. That's all he did. He was walking out of the venue. He didn't say nothing to nobody. He just minding his own business. And the group of protesters, the Antifa tards, yelled, "There's a Nazi over there." And then they attacked him by slapping and pushing him and all this other shit until he finally had to run away from it. That's absolutely fucking pathetic. It really is. I mean, when you go to show up, and support your candidate of choice, and you have to flee, you have to run to get away from shitbags like this, there's a problem. How this group and have not been, put on the list of domestic terrorists, I have no fucking clue. I I mean, they put us on it for being outspoken and owning guns and Bibles and shit. But they will go. But they won't go after these fuckfaces who attack people.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you where your Democratic Party's thoughts are. But go ahead.
That one tweet by Elijah Schaefer, he was telling Trump supporters, he was stating that they were literally fleeing the event after it ended as protesters are waiting around attacking attendees as they leave the arena. It is not safe in Minneapolis any longer for Trump supporters. Please stay away from the vicinity and do not come out with branded gear.
So, do you want to say that one more time for me, please?
Read his tweet again.
Yes. Let's read that. Let's read that again and let it sink into reality for all the heads of cabbage out there.
This is what Elijah Schaefer had tweeted out. Trump supporters are literally fleeing the event after it ended as protesters are waiting around attacking attendees as they leave the arena. It is not safe in Minneapolis any longer for Trump supporters. Please stay away from the vicinity and do not come out with branded gear.
In other words, don't support the president at all because you'll be attacked by some fucking basement dwelling bitches. I've seen a couple of these, and I'm going to tell you right now. I watched a video the other day. A gentleman and his girlfriend were walking away from the venue, and a fucking Antifa come up and punched her in the face. And he didn't, even though it was a female, he didn't turn around and do shit. I would have went scorched earth. There would have been bodies on the fucking ground if somebody had touched my wife. I guarantee you right now, I'd have fucked your ass up. There's no question about it. And, what? Red flag law. I would have fucked. I'm honestly, you look at me, okay? I would have fucked your ass up. There's no question. There's no question about it. You better have fucking killed me there. You better knock me out to where I was completely unconscious and not going to wake up, or you better have fucking killed me. Because I don't care, man, woman, fucking whatever, troglodyte, whatever the fuck you freaks think you are. I would have beat the shit out of every one of you within arm's reach. And trust me, I'm good at it. Ask him. He's been in the sparring end with me. He knows damn well that if I fucking start swinging, you better start running. Or ask Mark, Silent Bob.
Yeah. Yep.
That was still like the best thing ever. Seeing the look on his face when I did that to him, though. To paint the picture, everybody's seen Silent Bob. Silent Bob is what, 6'2"?
I would say at least that.
At least, and he's probably what, 260, 270 pounds. He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
He wanted to hold the pads for me, which apparently was a fatal mistake on his part because he put them down, across his arms like this, and he goes, "Okay, give me a couple of knees." And we all just stopped and we got real quiet and we just looked at him. He's like, "Seriously?" And I didn't even plant my feet. I didn't do nothing. I just come up with one knee and bounced his ass off the ground. He's like, "Oh, fuck that." But honestly, I mean, you better destroy me because I'm gonna keep coming. You better bring your buddies. Go ahead.
I guess one reporter after the rally had confirmed that urine had been thrown and police had used pepper spray to quell the throng. Oh, the riot pepper spray. It's the size of a fire extinguisher.
I love it. I love that stuff. Well, in the situation outside the Trump rally in Minnesota is quickly deteriorating, according again to Elijah Schaefer. He says left-wing protesters are destroying barricades. A protester can be seen waving the Chinese flag in front of riot police, while people in Hong Kong are waving American flags for freedom.
I was getting ready to say, isn't people in Hong Kong waving the American flag?
Welcome to the new fucking age, I'm telling you.
And why are they waving it? Because they understand it means freedom.
Well, Super Champ, unfortunately, that really doesn't happen all that much. Usually it's a response. They said, "So what are your thoughts when Trump supporters are getting violent because they are sensitive and don't like hearing people that don't side with them?" That doesn't happen.
That's the other side that gets violent.
Yeah, we don't generally get violent and we don't get butthurt. However, we will throw facts in your face if you want to keep listening. As you were, go ahead.
No, I was also going to add, well, if you're going to run up in a protest and punch me in the face, I am going to defend myself.
Yeah, there's no question. Like I said, I will fuck your ass up.
Yep.
Go ahead.
During the rally, Trump repeatedly emphasized his love of law enforcement. The paper added that Minneapolis banned off-duty police from appearing in uniform at political events, so the police union made shirts declaring cops for Trump. That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I mean, I almost kind of understand the point of not wearing your uniform to support any candidate, including the president. I'm going to say that. Just like the military. I mean, if I come out, in my dress blues or something like that, at a rally or something like that, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Because you're just not supposed to do it. You're supposed to be objective. You're not supposed to show support for one or the other. So I understand on that aspect, but I mean, I guess good for them. I'll go with that. Is that all right?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, even the president brought a number of them on stage wearing those shirts.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would have too, but that's. Oh, Super Champ, don't. You really think you're going to get at us? Come on. He says it's all lies, not facts, anyway.
Yeah. Well, opinions vary.
No, opinions are like assholes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, even though we can back up our shit and you can't. Oh, look, they left, pussy. But anyhow, go ahead.
I think that's about all we got on that.
Oh, that's what we got on that one, because that one's kind of fun.
I mean, there's a lot of videos that you can pull up of.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, we're not going to play the videos.
Montage of action that was going on.
Figuratively speaking, we actually can. I know there's a way that we can do that where we can play the video to them and everything. Let's keep moving on and let's have some fun at the expense of ABC News while we're at it, because they're really not that fucking bright. Go ahead.
You have to give me a minute. Sharp-eyed Redditor points out that ABC News is using footage from U.S. gun range and claiming it's from Syria.
Yeah, you can't make. I actually, like, what did I tell you earlier? I said I watched the video. I was actually, I don't watch mainstream media all that much, other than to pretty much make fun of them for their fucking lack of intelligence. But this popped up, and I seen it, and I'm like, that looks like Knob Creek. There's a minivan in the background. It looks like Knob fucking Creek. And sure enough, it comes out later. It's actually Knob Creek. Go ahead.
Yeah, ABC News is in a credibility crisis after they used footage from a biannual Kentucky machine gun shoot and passed it off as heavy fighting in Syria. Pilfering footage from the famous Knob Creek machine gun shoot, ABC utilized the video showing tracer fires piercing the night sky as part of the ABC World News Tonight with David Muir on Sunday night. The use of the footage was noticed by a keen-eyed Reddit user by the handle of Renacitos, who criticized the fake news, which damages the credibility of Western news media.
Well, you mean to tell me that the fucking mainstream media just can't seem to get it right? That's just terrible. Go ahead. This gets better and better.
During the news bit, Muir continued discussing the Turkish military assault on Kurdish forces in Syria, playing the situation completely straight. This video right here, appearing to show the Turkish military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town, Muir said. The Kurds who fought alongside the U.S. against ISIS, now horrific reports of atrocities committed by Turkish-backed fighters on those very allies.
I wasn't aware that the Syrian border happened to be in Kentucky.
I wasn't either.
The Turkish have actually invaded the U.S., I guess, but go ahead. All right, just keep going.
The dazzling footage is part of the nighttime machine gun shoot that takes place at Knob Creek, part of a biannual event that celebrates what few automatic weapons remain in civilian hands in the United States.
I've been there. It gets your dick hard. I'm sorry. When you're standing there and all of a sudden a fucking 50 cal starts shaking your earth, you're like,
You're
Where's
like,
it? You know,
stop! It can only get so erect.
yeah. Where's the nearest porta potty? I got combat jack. Go ahead.
The participants are machine gun dealers, collectors, and enthusiasts from all over the country. The machine gun shoot itself consists of 2 days of machine gun shooting, dealer displays, shooting competitions, and spectacular Friday and Saturday night shoots. The machine gunners are shooting at a wide variety of used appliances, abandoned vehicles, and barrels of fuel with pyrotechnic charges attached. Oh, damn, that sounds like a lot of fun. The pyrotechnic charges are painted orange for the shooters to see. The charges are set off by the impact of the bullets, creating large mushroom clouds and fireballs.
What do you think I wanted to do as a tourist? Once that vehicle no longer is capable of running ever again, it'll probably get blown up. Go ahead.
That's about all of it.
I know, but well, like I said,
like-
it should be noted that Kentucky is nowhere near Syria.
Yeah. And so, if you're wondering on social
Fucking
media,
idiots.
particularly on Facebook, why some people are marked safe in Kentucky from,
Yeah, you like that?
that's why.
Well, and after running the fake footage of Turkey attacking the Kurds, ABC makes a fake Trump quote go viral too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gets better and better. A number of establishment media outlets were forced to issue corrections or editor's notes on Wednesday after they misquoted President Donald Trump, who was speaking at the White House on the situation in Syria. Making matters worse, Trump's remarks were open to the reporters and TV cameras alike, meaning that the outlets in question could have avoided spreading fake news by fact-checking the misquote against the video. And you wonder why everybody watches us instead of you. Thank you to our thousands of listeners across the fucking globe. And thank you very much to the mainstream media for making this possible. Matt owes you a blowjob. All right. Well, the president's comments came as he was seated next to the Italian president, Sergio Mattarella. It was actually in the Oval Office. Trump was asked about his recent decision to pull some U.S. troops out of northern Syria. We'll get into that later. A move that many say left American Kurdish allies hanging out to dry. That's actually not true at all. Following that decision, Turkey launched a military offensive in the area. Let's see here. If you follow and this is from another article actually. If you follow a number of establishment media outlets, including ABC News, NBC, CBS, and NPR, National Socialist Radio, you might have gotten the idea that Trump, in defending his Syria decision, said something in the lines of, "If Turkey goes into Syria, it is between Turkey and Syria. It is not our problem." That's not what he had managed to say at all. In fact, the President Trump's actual remarks, as video footage and a White House transcript reveal, they were actually quite different. So, if Russia wants to get involved with the Syria, that's really up to them. Trump said they have a problem with Turkey. They have a problem at a border. It's not our border. We shouldn't be losing lives over it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, go on.
Well, here's the thing. Claiming that Trump said the situation in Syria is not our problem makes him seem callous.
That's not true.
That is quite a bit less measured than making the objectively true statement that Syria does not, in fact, share a border with the United States. So why did all those outlets run the fake quote? According to the correction at the bottom of NBC News story, an earlier version of this article, based on a White House poll report, misquoted Trump in reference to the conflict in Syria. In other words, one of the journalists assigned to the White House media pool got the quote wrong. But various media outlets, trusting that it was correct, ran with it anyway.
Got him!
Yeah.
You know, of course, you know, it would have taken them maybe roughly 5 minutes, if not less, to find a video of Trump speaking to confirm that he said what they claimed he did.
No shit.
To find out that, oh, hey, that's misquoted.
You think?
Yeah.
Wildly misquoted. You would think that Adam Schiff wrote that. You think Crotch Sniff got into that one. Go ahead.
The basic act of journalism would have saved all these outlets, but particularly ABC News, which was among the outlets that helped the fake quote spread like wildfire across the internet. A lot of embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
That's really all we got for that one, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should probably move on. We gotta condense some of this shit. We're already running.
I'm noticing that.
Yep. All right, well, we're gonna take a break though. Because one of us has to piss.
Break time.
All right, and since we love our heavy metal.
Okay. Yeah. There was like no hesitation on that.
Nope. Okay, we'll be right back. Well, actually, as I was saying, we love our heavy metal, so here's some Discarnate for that ass. We'll be right back.
They
What you listening to? The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said
The Machine Radio Show. You just blew my mind.
You're welcome.
Enjoy the show. Yeah. Okay, so when somebody, fixes the broken shit that they just broke over there, take your time.
Got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now I gotta adjust the camera.
Ta-da. You gotta turn the mic on.
Yeah, you gotta turn him on too.
Well, I'm not turning them on you. I'm busy. Hey, one thing at a time. Fuck off.
Turn me on, baby. Turn me on. You know you want to.
Well, I tried that out there. I mean, with your big titties and stuff. But,
You were humping my leg. Next you want to pee on my foot. I didn't want any of that.
horse shit. It's your favorite thing.
You was gonna say you're not into that?
Maybe I am.
Yeah. He kind of is.
Little bit.
Little bit.
That's all I got.
No, our buddy from Mixer still hasn't come back. That kind of hurts my feelings.
I'm saddened.
Yeah, it's basically just another pussy.
Mhm.
But
Another libtard.
we hurt feelings so much on this show.
I can tell that you're distraught about
I
it.
am.
I mean, I really can't.
That's a real tear.
That's a.
Actually, it's because my eyes are dry and they're trying to fucking wet themselves. But it's a real tear, nonetheless. Okay.
We hurt feelings with absolutely no fucks given.
No fucks given.
I ran out.
Hey, speaking of which, we need more booze, man. What the fuck? What are we going with here?
I don't know. All we got left is a little bit of Captain.
Well, there's a bottle of very expensive apple brandy over there, too.
Yeah, but that's sipping stuff.
That's sipping stuff. You got to try that, by the way.
I'm good.
No, seriously. Just literally just take it, just wet your tongue with it. It's amazing shit.
Let it violate your throat.
Like them lot lizards.
I just give them $20 and send them on their way. That's all I do.
You just admitted to prostitution on air.
Yeah, and it's either that or wake up with flat tires. I'd much rather give them the $20. All
Never
it takes
mind.
is a BB gun. Or one BB, that's it. That's all it takes. A BB.
Anything you want. Guess
All
who
right.
got his truck washed?
Guess who's got
Polish
a date with the hooker?
Polish my rims,
This
bitch.
guy. I guess I did just admit to prostitution.
Yes, you did.
Damn it.
Well, there was an exchange for services. You just said you gave him $20.
Yeah, that's
You
not
didn't
an
say you got
exchange of
anything
services. I mean,
returned.
I got my windows washed. That's all I got.
If I'm
That's
giving her
it.
$20, I better at least be getting a fucking handy. I'm sorry. It's just.
See, I had just admitted to exchanging money. That's a currency exchange where I come from.
Well,
my hand to hers. That's it.
Never mind. I'm not even gonna fucking walk into that one yet.
Double Dutch rudder.
Oh no, I was
an amazing time right there.
I was gonna let it ride, but I was like, well, I'll be exchanging something. It's just not gonna be money. I mean, technically, if you
Mayonnaise.
take it to a bank of some sort, it might be. There's a very specific bank for that type of thing. But
There is.
so they know what I'm talking about right there.
little swimmer bank.
Crib midgets.
It's the mini me bank. And put it in.
All right, we got to get going back on this. Matt, you want to lead off on this?
Trump celebrates great day for civilization as Pence Pompeo secures Syria ceasefire agreement.
Oh, you mean that whole thing about Turkey was bullshit? Oh, damn it. That's terrible. Okay, go ahead.
Alrighty then. President Trump declared Thursdays a great day for civilization as Vice President Mike Pence and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced terms of a ceasefire agreement that would end violence between Turkey and Kurds in Syria following a meeting with Turkish President. The hell are you guys doing?
Do your job.
The deal is for a 120-hour ceasefire, during which time the Kurdish-led forces could pull back from the roughly 20-mile-wide safe zone and Turkish-Syrian border.
Mm-hmm. You ain't taking my tip.
Just a tip. Go ahead.
All Turkish military operations under the recent offensive known as Operation Peace Spring will pause during that time.
Wait, what?
Operation Peace Spring. Who the hell makes the names up for this shit? Is there like a guy, that's his job, he just makes up names for the operation? Hey, this sounds good. We'll call it Operation Peace Spring.
I think it's the same guy that makes up the names on hurricanes, too.
Well, because we had, all these little springs, like Arab Spring and... Okay, go ahead.
Of course, that will pause during that time, and the operation itself will come to an end entirely upon the completion of the Kurdish withdrawal under the terms of the deal.
Nobody likes to pull out.
That's what, withdrawal, pull out. We were talking about the bank earlier. What the heck, man?
Anyhow, go ahead.
And Trump tweeted out, "This is a great day for civilization. I am proud of the United States for sticking by me and following a necessary but somewhat unconventional path. People have been trying to make this deal for many years. Millions of lives will be saved. Congratulations to all."
But according to what the left is saying, that we abandoned the Kurds, especially, Max Douche, my favorite patsy that I fuck with on a repetitious basis, which, by the way, I'm going to start posting those actually on the Machine Radio Show, because some of them are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But they claim that we walked away from our Kurdish allies, the ones that helped us and stuff like that. And I was like, that's actually not true at all. But this proves that. But go ahead.
Vice President had said, in addition to agreeing to the terms of a ceasefire, both the U.S. and Turkey committed to defeat ISIS activities in northeast Syria. Turkey and the United States agree on the priority of respecting vulnerable human life, human rights, and particularly the protection of religious and ethnic communities in the region. That was loud.
Yeah, fucking Turbo. What the hell?
Well, I turned my head this way, but I forgot the thing was still like right fucking there. I was like, oops.
Yep.
The commander of Kurdish-led forces in Syria later told Kurdish TV they will abide by the deal, which Pence said was reached after more than 5 hours of negotiations with Erdogan and Turkish officials.
With Aragon? What?
Aragon. Raymond.
Moving right along.
We think the agreement today first ends the violence, which is what President Trump sent us here to do, Pence said, which we achieved that.
Uh-huh.
Pence said that the U.S. did not approve of Turkey's military operation, but under the terms of the deal will lift sanctions against Turkey upon the fulfillment of the agreement from both sides. The Turkish offensive began after Trump announced the withdrawal of American troops from northern Syria. Trump was heavily criticized for the move by lawmakers from both parties. Last week, Trump sent a letter to Erdogan encouraging him to work out a good deal, threatening to destroy the Turkish economy if he continued his aggression against the Kurds.
Which is rightfully so. We're already spread thin. Why do we, know what I'm trying to say, but go ahead.
Don't be a tough guy. Don't be a fool, Trump said, before stating that he would call. It was reported by the BBC Thursday that Erdogan thoroughly rejected the letter and threw it in the bin. But hours later, Pence announced the potential ceasefire.
So he didn't reject it after all. In fact, he was actually considering it himself.
Taking it under advisement.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's all I got. Somebody.
That's all you got. That's fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not going to go to break over that. That's just a little bit about. So let's just talk about how apparently they can dish it out, but they can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? But first,
So they're pitchers, not catchers.
probably.
They're into branding, not roping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is why I'm trying to figure out why you pay the lot lizard when you're sucking their dick.
They're women.
Not all of them.
Anyone that's knocked on my door.
Are you sure? Did you check for an Adam's apple or do a fucking?
Yeah, I
Crocodile
did
Dundee shit. The McDundee
I
check.
did the McDundee, dude. I did the McDundee check.
Okay, I'll let you go with that. All right. Well, how about this? To the meltdown of the left, to crotch sniff shift, and especially to Nancy Pelosi. How's that?
Yeah, sounds good.
That works for me.
I'll drink to that. Mountain Dew.
Ah, yes. I missed cracking already. It's like gasoline with a hint of piss. Oh, okay.
And why do you know what piss tastes like?
Sometimes you get thirsty. Anyhow,
Sometimes you sneeze in the bathroom.
Well, yeah, but it's your job to as a human being to try to make thick and warm. But anyhow,
I have no idea.
you guys won't get the fucking reference, but most of the people out there will. All right.
Is he calling us idiots?
Possibly. You guys watch.
There's a possibility of that.
You guys watch geek shows. You don't even know what I'm referencing. All right. The three most powerful Democrats in Congress told reporters Wednesday as they walked out of a meeting at the White House because President Donald Trump insulted them. No.
Say it ain't so.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That was really fucking loud.
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
Hey, was this loud?
Oh my God, dude. Son of a.
Yeah, that's loud.
All right. Who needs headphones? Fuck that. I need hearing.
I'm already deaf as Beethoven. It doesn't fucking matter. I could beat my dick against this thing for hours and not even notice because I'm like deaf. Or it's because,
Don't beat your dick against my microphone.
Or it's because the gene pool
I
sucks.
put my
I
mouth
don't know.
next to that, dude.
Sure you do.
I do.
Oh my God. Does he know which one of these I've chummed already?
No.
Okay.
Guess which microphone was
Son of a
choked
bitch.
by?
Get back on track. Okay. Fuck it. Stop it. Anyhow, the three most powerful Democrats in Congress told reporters Wednesday that they walked out of a meeting in the White House because President Donald Trump had managed to insult them, hurt their feelings, because particularly House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, douche of California, according to Senate Minority Leader Chuck Shitbag Schumer, the president called the speaker a nasty diatribe. Well, what's the details on this? Do we have details? We have the details on this, don't we? Well, Schumer initially claimed... Oh, that was a good one. Excuse me. Schumer initially claimed President Trump insulted Pelosi with a nasty diatribe, calling her a third-rate politician. Well, if the shoe fucking fits, wear it. Pelosi then clarified that the president actually referred to her as a third-grade politician, not a third-rate politician. Well, she is about third grade.
Difference is.
Yeah, but you go ahead. Just run with this. Just have some fun here. Because it's true. We all know it's true. I would say third-rate politician as opposed to third-grade politician myself. But, her mentality at this point is actually around third grade. But that's, she needs checked for that, though. But according to Schumer, Pelosi and House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, Dick of Maryland, who were talking over one another at the press conference, President Trump also told them that some of ISIS were communists and that might make you happy. We were offended deeply. Okay. How many times has Pelosi or shitbag Schumer or crotch sniff Schiff or any of the other fuck faces in the Democratic Party went after this president and called him something derogatory, or, how many times do you think?
Every one of them 19 seconds after he was inaugurated.
Yeah, pretty much. It just kept, it's gone full tilt from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what you're saying is they can dish it out, but they can't take it.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, and I'm not surprised that Pelosi would get all butthurt about this, but this is the same woman that allows Tlaib and all of them to just run all over everybody, and she's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not, it's just not a big deal. The shit that they say is far beyond reproach, especially the profanity laced stuff that Tlaib did at one of the Trump rallies. She was thrown out of the place for acting like a complete fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And she had no reprisals from her leader, Pelosi. But because she was called, in her terms, a third-grade politician, that's just terrible. That's horrifying, and that shouldn't happen. What about the 3 years of constant, beratement and the inquiries and all that bullshit that Trump's gone through? I mean, he's literally the most vetted president in U.S. history.
I mean, I love the hypocrisy. And by love, I mean absolutely despise. Because you have, all these Democrats doing everything that they could possibly do, trying to, remove President Donald Trump from the seat. Saying all kinds of things, the whole tax return thing and everything else that they're saying. And it's like, okay, any of you guys willing to give up your tax returns? How much vetting have you guys had before you guys got in your seats?
See, to me, and I'm going to say it outright, to me, that my tax returns are none of your fucking business. And I'm not, and I'm going to say this over and over again, and it's not because we're Trump bots or whatever you fucking retards call us. I don't give a shit about the man who was a billionaire that became a president. I give a shit about the man who walked into office poor and came out a fucking billionaire.
Exactly.
I'm not worried about the latter, because that means while you're in office, you found a way to fucking extort money somehow. So that's where I'm at on that. But all right, go ahead.
No, I'm totally.
You got
in
more to
agreement
fucking
with
say.
you. I do not. No, I mean that's exactly right. Because I mean here's a man, President Donald Trump, that didn't need anybody else's money. I mean, it wasn't until the final stages of the election before he finally started taking, really donations.
Right.
Campaign contributions. And then you have AOC, her scandal.
Which one?
With the
you got to be
campaign
specific.
Contributions.
They're referring to
regarding to the campaign contributions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have Ilham Omar, whatever the heck, who married her brother to become a legal citizen. I mean, what the heck?
Oh, she's on my shit list anyway.
Scandal after, I'm going to marry my brother. He sucks in bed. I'm divorcing him. What?
Yeah. Her and half of the other people.
I don't know.
Go ahead. Keep going, man.
Scandal after scandal, though. And here it's like, we're going to go after President Trump because what? I mean, they've done nothing besides investigate him since he's,
Well, they're worried about his language now. Because he said the only thing that Biden was ever good at was kissing Obama's ass, which we all know is fucking true.
But it's true.
It's absolutely true. I mean, you know what, Democrats, you're always worried about what Trump says. You don't even remember what Biden said about Obama. He's an articulate man, and he can talk to them Negroes if he has to. Do you not remember him saying that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, see, he forgot about it. Look that shit up. It is real. It is not fake. He actually said that. He said he can talk ghetto if he has to. And he used that, he used that analogy. I'm like, are you I was like, holy shit. What is going on here? Did this really just happen?
Well, President Obama used it during he was being interviewed on a podcast.
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm sure I'm going to catch hell for saying the word Negro. I'm not here for your fucking feelings. That does not make me a racist. I'm saying what he described as what, the President Obama could talk like. He could talk ghetto. He could use that analogy. You're like, well, I'm waiting to hear it now. Well, you said Negro and all ghetto people aren't Negro. Well, no, that's true. Absolutely true. But that's not what he was meaning by it.
Right, yeah, that's not what he was
I'm going
saying.
by what his context was.
Is important, exactly.
So y'all can suck my dick. What? I said it out loud. I don't care. I put a sign on that says "Please suck my dick." I don't care.
Yeah, so they're not Americans. That's why I referred to them as Negroes. Right.
Okay.
Why is there that separation? Why is there always that separation?
I don't understand why they got to be a hashtag American. I mean, I'm a fucking American. I'm not a European American. I mean, sometimes I'm peeing whenever I go to the bathroom, but that's beside the fucking point.
And I hate having to use that term. Use certain terms because it makes to get people to understand what we're talking about. When we say Asian American, African American, Native American, stuff like that, bullshit. We're all fucking American,
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Your skin color or your nationality, whatever you want to fucking
your
go
heritage
with, does not mean shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you're you're an American, you're an American. That's all there is to it. Right?
Right.
Exactly.
But since we're on the right, we're racist. Just remember that.
Yeah, whatever. I pretty much wear that as a badge of honor now. Oh, I'm racist? Okay, cool.
Oh, I do.
Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. Now I can go about my day.
Oh, the fun part's when somebody says you're a Nazi. Because I mean, we went through this before where I had somebody say that I was a white supremacist because I'm bald. It's genetics, bitch. I am fucking bald. Okay, there's not much I can do about this. I don't have a 4-head anymore. I have a 5-head.
It's more like an 8 or a 9, dude. I'm just being honest.
You're bald too, motherfucker. I don't want to hear
I
it.
have thinning hair, and I've always had
You don't have
thin
thinning hair. You were fucking bald.
Bald my ass. Have you looked at
My
my
dad
hair?
has more hair than you.
Oh, bullshit. I take a measurement.
And I'm pretty sure that if you walk up to that man's head, and pull on one hair in particular, the whole thing will unravel.
I say that.
Do you realize how long it took me to put his hair back in whenever I did that? He was asleep on the couch, thank God.
It's
Just
like
saying.
a doll. You take the little needle and sit there. Anyhow, we're going to be right back.
Oh my God.
It's time for a random thought from the Machine Radio Show. This is Brandon from the Machine Radio Show. Isn't it just so comforting to know that every single hand you have ever shaken has possibly had a dick in it? This has been your random thought from the Machine Radio Show. It's absolutely true.
Yep, that just happened.
It's just a good thing I'm left-handed.
Oh yeah.
So you didn't get dick in hand today. Yeah, we are left-handed. Here.
Yeah, baby.
My dick's been in there. All right. It's been in a lot of other places too, but we won't talk about that right now.
I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. Oh yeah, I am left-handed. I forgot.
There's nothing wrong with us at all. Anyhow,
no, we're perfectly normal.
Well, I wouldn't say esteemed, but we're not here today to bash the man. We're here to say that he has passed. But Elijah Cummings, he was the Baltimore congressman. He died at age 68. Apparently, he died today at 2:45 a.m. He was the longtime Baltimore congressman, and apparently had something about complications concerning long-standing health challenges. And I'm going to say it outright, okay? Although we did not appreciate his policies, we did not appreciate his rhetoric or anything else like that. That's not why we're bringing him up. We're bringing him up because he was still, a member of Congress, and he was still, serving the people, and he does get some sort of respect from that, yeah. Even if it's how we don't, even if we didn't agree with him, he was still a human being, and he still served, so he's still.
Absolutely.
I see you're wanting to say no, but
no, not at all.
Well, he worked basically. They said he worked until his last breath. Man, it's gonna be hard to read this. So, he believed our democracy was the highest and best expression of our collective humanity, and that our nation's diversity was our promise, not our problem. We're not gonna, elaborate on how we feel about the man. We're only bringing him up again to show that the man has passed, and he does get that respect. We don't wish death on anybody, even if you are, I don't know, kind of a knob. We don't wish death on anybody. How's that?
Absolutely.
Because it's absolutely true, and we're not going to be like the we're not going to be like the left. We're not going to say, well, thankfully he's gone or something like that, because that was still someone's family member. That was still someone's loved one, and we can't do that because and I can't believe I'm going to say this because I've never said this before. We're going to say we're better than you on that because we wouldn't do that. It's just not going to happen.
And that's actually
he was still a man.
It's like with who's Joe Biden. As an individual, as a person, yeah, he seems like an all right guy. Everybody says he was a very nice guy. I actually watched the David Letterman, My Next Guest, and I watched the one where he interviewed, former President Obama. It's actually an awesome show. I hate the man's politics, but he seems like a nice guy.
That's what we've talked about. We wouldn't mind sitting and having a beer with him and talking to him as long as it had nothing to do with politics. Because he seems like he'd be a,
I would want
awesome
the Freddy
person to
Krueger.
talk to.
I'd want the Freddy Krueger gauntlet with me, but besides that, it'd be a good time. That's like Bill Clinton, awesome guy as a person, as an individual.
I wouldn't want to shake Bill Clinton's hand though.
No.
Because you don't know what venereal disease is lurking under his fingernails. And it might have touched Clinton's box at one point. So I'm man, this is not how this was supposed to go.
This is derailed really quick.
Well, and again, I'd like to mention a man died. He is still somebody's loved one. He was still a member of the government, and be it may not have been our favorite person, but he was still a man. And our condolences to his family, and it's not surprising that right after the fact, though, especially a CNN journalist would pull this crap. The CNN journalist named Blackwell and several others attacked the president for offering his condolences to the Cummins family. So it doesn't matter what this man does; they don't care. They will bash him in any way, shape, or form that they can, and it's getting ridiculous. And that shows you the mindset of the left versus the mindset of, I'm going to say it, the right. I mean, no matter what he does, he's going to bring the fury from the Democrats. The president sent his condolences to the family of his rival, the late Representative Elijah Cummings, who passed away today. He says, "My warmest condolences to the family and friends of Congressman Elijah Cummings. I got to see firsthand the strength, passion, and wisdom of his highly respected political leader. His work and voice on so many fronts will be very hard, if not impossible, to replace." This is what what the president had said. But again, his kind words were not meant. Were not met with any type of I don't know, let's say warmth or maybe something. Yeah, I've seen that, and we may or may not have time to get to that. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, this is on Victor Blackwell, CNN, his tweet that he issued out. Trump on at Rep. Cummings in the last 90 days does nothing for his very poor, very dangerous, and very badly run district. Bully, racist, incompetent, spends all of his time trying to hurt innocent people. His radical oversight is a joke.
And then he says Trump today.
Yeah, and he kind of retweeted the what Trump had sent out.
Well, there is some truth to this, and we're not trying to bash the late Mr. Cummings here, but he's Trump on 7/27 said Cummings district is disgusting and rodent infested mess. Okay, that may be true, but he's still allowed to say condolences to a man who just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they weren't, seeing eye to eye and stuff like that, he was still showing respect. Something that you fuckfaces for some reason can't figure out. Just like us, we're not going to sit here. I mean, there's a lot of things we could say about him, but we're not going to do that because we're not that way. We're not going to bash a dead man, at least not for a couple weeks.
We're adults. Yeah, we'll wait a couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll wait till he's at least buried and the grieving process is done before we start being dicks.
Before we start playing, never mind.
Yeah, but anyhow, you guys get what we're trying to say though. That's not how it should be done. Okay. And the fact that the Democrats want to bring up this stuff and do this in this way is just, well, it shows who they really truly are. I mean, you can have these arguments with people left and right, and still at the end of the day appreciate who they were, even if you don't agree with the things that they've done. I'm sure a lot of people are probably going to say the same thing about me, at some point, right? I mean, they're going to be like, I didn't like his stances on things. I didn't like the way he talked, but it is what it is. But you get what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Anyhow, again, like I said, our condolences to the family at this time. Sorry that he passed away suddenly. We were hoping to have much more debates with that man because obviously it was kind of fun to watch. I can't argue that. But speaking of debates, The Democrat debates again.
No.
Yes.
You know, in all honesty, since like 2, maybe 3 of them that I've even paid any attention to, I've not
just
paid
watched the
attention to
fourth
anything else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just watched the fourth one, okay, and like I told Matt before the show, it was literally the first 20 minutes was Orange Man bad. And then they talked about impeachment and stuff like that. That has nothing to do with the motherfuckers. You are running for the president of the United States. How about you talk about policy instead about, well, we should impeach him for this or impeach him for motherfucker. Stop pulling your bullshit.
Well, in the first couple times, it was all about who can give away more free shit. It's like,
And
really?
And that's how Trump won in the first place, because it was, who can give away more free shit, and how our taxpayer monies can go to do all this shit. But they literally want to. They literally said, that they want to close churches. They want to raise taxes. They want to pay for sexual reassignment surgeries. They want to take your guns. This is the kind of shit that they're running on, and this is absolutely serious.
Closing churches, closing, schools, church schools, closing a lot of crap. It's like, really, dude?
Francis.
Doesn't that go against freedom of religion?
That's exactly what
I would
that
think
goes
so.
against.
First Amendment, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Beto.
Francis, yes. He plans to confiscate guns from law-abiding citizens. And he wants churches to, he said, if your church, if your religion does not support gay marriage, then we're going to revoke your 501c3 status. We're going to take your tax-exempt status away. So basically, you're going to punish people for having a belief.
First Amendment, right? Yep.
Well, and you got Elizabeth Warren, who said some pretty wild shit too. We watched earlier, not necessarily what is written here, but she did say some kind of fucked up shit. Like one man, a religious man, actually in a crowd asked her a question, and he's like, I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman. And he kind of elaborated on it a little bit, and he asked her a question. He goes, "Well, what do you think about that?" Whatever else. She fired back at him and said, "Well, I don't care who you marry." And she's like, "Well, if you can find a mate."
Yeah.
And basically said, the way she said it was kind of a rude thing. And actually, he wasn't a bad-looking man. Fuck, I'd fuck him. No, I'm just saying, what she do. Get the fucking beer bottle.
Now I understand your wet dream you had last night.
He was trying to touch me. But no, the way she said it, and the way she looked at that man and responded was kind of a little off kilter there. I mean, she basically just said, you're basically backwoods. You're not going to find a suitable mate because you're religious anyway. I mean, that's pretty much what I got from it. That may not necessarily be 100% word for word what she said, but that's how I took it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we listened to it earlier. Yeah, that's how I took it as well.
Yeah. Well, remember, the Democrat Party seems to forget about.
Sorry.
Seems to forget about rural and middle America. Shit.
You lose. Sir.
They forget about us. They forget about rural Americans or about the Midwest and stuff like that. They're only thinking about, L.A., San Bernardino, San Francisco, fucking New York. They don't give a shit about us over here. No. They really don't. And this is absolute proof of that. And they kept talking about the alphabet crew. Which, by the way, how many more letters do they need? I mean, they finally fucking put plus on it because they don't even know where they're going.
I just call them the rainbow people, which actually upsets me because when I was a kid, I used to love rainbows. Lucky Charms was amazing.
Reading Rainbow,
exactly.
Reading Rainbow.
Fucking Geordie LaForge was amazing on that show. Now, I can't like the rainbow no more. How many colors do you guys need? Okay, I'm better now. I'm sorry.
But again, they like I said, they're referring to colleges, churches, charities, and stuff like that. They should lose their tax exempt status because they oppose same sex marriage. as a rather faithful man yourself, don't you think that's a direct attack on religion itself?
Oh, absolutely. Especially considering they're not. Okay, here's one of the things that people aren't really. They're not wanting to take this whole thing full circle because it goes beyond taking away somebody's C3PO status. It's going to end up closing their schools, closing their charitable contributions that they do. It's going to end up ruining everything good that the church does, period. And let's not forget that schools, the whole foundation of finer education and learning prior to 1978, because that's whenever the Department of Education was founded and formed, all of this started with religious institutions. That's how our finer education, that's how colleges got started. That's where most of your schools were. They were done by, they weren't done by the public. They weren't done by the counties and the federal level. It was done on the local level by the churches.
Let's think about it this way. Let's go all the way back to the founding of the nation. Why were we founded in the first place? Why did we leave the King of England? Why did we come over here?
Because we believed in self-governance.
Mm-hmm.
With a moral, because Madison flat said that our Constitution is made for a good and moral people. Of anything else, it is totally inadequate or wholly inadequate, if I want to get the quote correct.
And what else? Had to do with what we're just talking about. We left the King of England because he forced everybody to be Catholic.
That was an aspect of it. It was...
That was a big aspect of it, which hence the First Amendment.
Right. But, it was... Well, he didn't want freedom of religion, but he didn't want not necessarily he didn't want a nationalized religion, because that's what they had in England, was a nationalized religion.
And that's why a lot of people come over here, because they could worship freely.
Right, and they weren't, they were Protestants. But here's the hypocrisy of this, though. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead before you forget your thought.
Okay, because here's the hypocrisy about this, is because they're doing everything they can do to squash Christianity, Judaism, and the like, but they're bending over backwards for Muslims.
And that's what I was going to say, was this is targeting Christianity
as a whole, especially Christianity and Judaism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremely.
It will not target the Muslim faith.
Well,
they don't marry same-sex couples.
Yeah, they don't make a cake for a gay wedding. That I can't.
No, they fire motherfuckers off a roof.
Yeah,
exactly.
They yeet them off the roof.
I can't stand up in class and say the Pledge of Allegiance anymore because it says God in it. But yet a Muslim can take his prayer rug out and say a prayer any fucking time he wants to in the middle of class, and they have to let him do it. They can't allow prayer. The whole prayer to flag every year. They can't do that anymore.
But here's the thing: who are they worshiping? God.
No.
It's God by another name.
It's Allah, but it's not.
I don't care what you call him, God, Yahweh,
but
it's still
they're
God.
Worshiping,
it's still a God.
They're worshiping and following the letter of Muhammad. We are following the Christ. There's a difference.
No, there's obviously, yeah. I'm not arguing that aspect of it, but I'm arguing the fact that they are still worshiping God.
No, they're worshiping Muhammad.
I'm going to stab this man.
He's got a point, though.
I absolutely have a point. Don't argue with the theologian.
Are you playing footsie with me?
You like it.
I went to stretch out my leg, and Matt's like, I'm going to touch your foot. Anyhow.
Christianity isn't within the identity of God. It's within the identity of Jesus. And that is something they do not follow. And they follow the teachings of Muhammad, and it doesn't have anything to do with Jesus. Therefore, you're talking two completely different things. I understand what you're saying, but the identity of the religion goes deeper than the name of Allah, God, whatever you want to call it. It's in the details.
Mm-hmm. So's the devil.
Exactly.
Anyhow.
That's the point.
Speak his name and he shall appear.
Fine, we'll go. We'll
Bloody
get off,
Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
we'll get off of that part because we've already pretty much established the fact that during the last DNC that they literally said that they literally booed God and took God out of their pledge and everything else like that. So we already know that they're anti-First Amendment, and especially when it comes to free speech,
Pretty much the FCC.
Yeah, we'll probably play that later. But then they're obviously at the same time with what they've said at this debate, they're obviously 100% against the Second Amendment. And Francis thinks confiscation is the way of the land here. We're going to ban these weapons. We're going to come and confiscate them. He actually literally said that. We're going to send people door to door and get your shit.
Yeah, because they asked him how he was going to do that. Well, we're going to have the police go to door to door. It's like, what police?
Yeah, because the police
99% of them are going to be like, fuck you. That goes against my oath.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But I mean, if I like I said, I tried to watch the whole debate. I couldn't sit through it because the more they talked, the more stupid it became. Anything, again, rehashing what we already said, religion, Second Amendment, stuff like that. Then taxes. We're like, well, we're going to raise this for that. We're going to raise this for that. Oh, by the way, we're going to give this new program. We're going to shoot these programs out here. And instead of actually having a debate, most of them were fucking high-fiving each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's how pathetic it's gotten.
You can spend more money we don't have and give away more money that we don't have. And, yeah. It's ridiculous. I said ridiculous.
We're going to raise taxes so we can find out how fast a shrimp can run on a treadmill. And yes, that actually happened.
Yes.
Our tax money went towards to find out how fast a shrimp can run on a treadmill.
Well, how much money did we spend in the, NASA, not NASA, but, how much did we spend in order to do research on a pen that will write in zero gravity instead of following Russia and just using a freaking pencil?
Yeah, we're America, bitch. We're gonna make shit that they can't. I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yeah, but spending thousands of dollars to research a pen that'll write in zero gravity. I mean, come on, dude.
They spent I think it was $400,000 to find out why monkeys jerk off.
Why don't they just ask a guy? Ask a 13-year-old. Holy crap! I found it. This thing's got a mind of its own.
It's my dick, and I'll do what I want to.
I was just cleaning it, and it went off in my hand.
Yeah, it's my soap, my dick, and I'll do anything I want to with it.
Sucker's clean, though.
Squeaky clean.
But Warren popped off out there. Speaking of dicks, Warren jumped out there and was talking about splitting them. She believes that inmates are entitled to transgender surgery, and that at taxpayer expense. So we get to pay for some guy who's sitting in prison for a crime to split his dick.
You know what I actually think is funny? California now has it to where you can have non-binary as on your legal driver's license. Instead of male, female, it's non-binary. You can do that now. So and they acknowledge it in the school system. 100 different genders that you can be, but yet you go to a doctor, you've only got two options: male and female. That's it. You can't be a monkey.
Boys
You can't
have
be a
a
penguin.
penis.
Girls have a vagina. Education I got from watching Kindergarten Cop.
Yep.
Get to the chopper. Anyway.
It's not a tumor.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Remind you, and like I said, I was one of the ones that was actually, unfortunately, trying to painfully watch this shit. Do you realize that NCIS was on at the same time? On another channel, and they got more viewers than the largest Democratic debate stage in history.
New episode or was it?
I think it was just, I don't even know if it was a new one. I think it was a fucking repeat.
Dude, CNN has fewer viewers than Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon. Yeah, CNN actually has fewer. Yeah.
Yeah, the television ratings for the fourth Democratic primary debates hosted by CNN and the New York Times, both of them are just fucking ridiculously ignorant. The debate delivered 8 million total views and 2 million views for people the ages of 25 to 54 from 8 p.m. to 11:15 p.m. While it aired on CNN, of course, according to the Nielsen Media Research numbers. The show also pulled 9.2 million live stream viewers on CNN's website, which was one of me. I was on the CNN website when I was trying to watch it. CNN's Tuesday debate was down 20% in total viewers and 18% in viewers between 25 and 54 to the network's last debate in July. Okay. Hang on, I'm trying to get to my rest of my shit here. The baseball game got more viewers, 5.59 million. Think about it. Nobody wants to watch this shit. But apparently Fox News even outperformed this whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's been a ride, but NCIS got I think a total view of over 12 billion at the same time that was running.
Okay, I got to ask a question on this. The NCIS episode, was it a new episode or was it
a repeat?
Yeah,
it was probably a repeat. I don't know. I wasn't watching it. I was busy trying to.
That's what I'm wondering, if it was a new episode or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a repeat, but I don't know.
How do we find that out? Can we look that up?
Probably.
You should be able to.
Should be able to. That's actually a good question because I mean, if okay, it's saying one thing if it's a new episode. It's saying something totally different. It was a repeat.
Repeat, yeah.
Because then it's like, dude, I've seen this before, but I don't care. I'm still not watching that. I mean, dude, I would watch the infomercial on the paint stick before I'd watch the Democratic debate. The chopper, the hand chopper, it chops, it slices, it dices. But wait, there's more. Better not be no more.
Yeah, I can't. I'll find it later and let everybody know about that. But that's hilarious. So
yeah, I just a question I had to ask. That's important information right there.
It is slightly, actually. Surprisingly enough, it kind of is. I mean, just thinking about it makes it fucking even that more funnier. Because what if it was a repeat? What if people would rather watch MASH or or something like that than watch a Democrat debate? Like, okay, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Did I play our new song earlier? I don't remember. I think I did.
What was the new song?
It was just one of them. To End All Flesh Before Me. I played that just a little bit ago, didn't I? Discarnate. Yes, I did. I forgot I've slept since then.
I had a hiccup burp.
Yeah, I've slept since then. So we'll go with that. And we're gonna take a break if this thing ever fucking does its job. I've been clicking on it for last 10 seconds, doesn't happen. All right, we'll be right back.
Talk to me apart! Talk to me apart! See the light of the day has arrived for us. Genesis of our evolution.
put your ears back on. Anytime now.
Welcome back to the Machine Radio Show.
That made my balls wet.
Oh my God.
I'm willing to bet it was a new episode.
Are you sure? Because I think it'd be better.
The next
if it was,
one's October 22nd.
Yeah, but it'd be so much better if it was a fucking repeat.
Dang, that sucks.
Anyhow.
Yeah, that would have been so much better.
Yeah, it'd have been better.
I mean, a bigger smack in the face to the DNC if it was a rerun.
Definitely, that'd have been great.
Yeah.
I'd have liked it that way.
I mean, that's at least somewhat understandable that it was a brand new episode, but
still, it shows how much people actually give a shit.
I would much rather watch paint dry.
I have actually done that. Anyhow, you know, with all this talk about being just so against Trump and he's destroying the fucking country and he's just evil and rah impeachment and we're gonna fuck him, you know, fuck him over and all this other shit. How come is it that the unemployment rate just hit a 50-year low? If he's doing so badly, if he's just destroying this country so terribly, how come the 50-year low now of 3.5%? You know, it's been low since 1969 now.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing bad. He's tearing the country up. He's destroying the country, especially the economy. That's what we're told.
You know, not only that, but every category as far as minorities has the highest labor participation rate than ever before in history.
It's at a 5-decade low. I mean, what fucking else do you want?
Exactly. But he is a horrible president. Dude, I am so sick and tired of winning right now. I mean, holy cow.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
it's tragic that, you know, this is happening.
It is.
But man, I just don't get it. I don't get, you know, what he's got to do. I mean, they're complaining. I know they shouldn't be able to complain about this at all because this is actually a good thing. But I can't, you know, them complaining about his speech and stuff like that too.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, where's this getting reported from?
This was shit. I lost it.
Fox.
No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the numbers itself.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
The numbers itself come from the government.
Well, true, but where's the reporting coming from? Fox. It's not coming from CNN. It's not coming from MSNBC.
Correct.
It's not coming from more or less mainstream media, and you know, Fox is kind of there in between on the road a little bit, but
okay, I get what you're trying to say, but you kind of threw me off guard there. I'm like, wait a minute, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
Because I was thinking more along the lines of the actual government data that was used to produce the number, not what place actually broke the story.
Yeah, I was referring to where did the news come from as far as, you know, the news story itself. You know.
Well, you know, the hiring, you know, at least for September hasn't been super great, but it's still managing to keep 3.5%. Look at you, asshole. It's still managing to keep 3.5%.
Your turn.
Yeah, you can't fucking break the cycle here.
You are such not a team player. Hey, you suck on that bottle.
Man, you guys didn't fuck me up. I don't even know where I was going with this now.
Sorry.
Yep. Yep, you done ruined it. I don't even know where I was at.
Well, you know, with what you were saying, you know, you have so many good things on President Trump's resume for what he's done for this country, but yet he's not getting any recognition for it. He's not getting any kudos for it. He's not getting any attaboys for it. Attaboy, President Trump. He ain't getting any of that. You know, instead, the only thing they can talk about is something that they've been talking about for 3 years and something that now they're going to be talking about for the remainder 5.
Right. They're not.
My fingers and count. Yeah.
They're not even taking into, you know, man, there's just so much we can actually, you know, elaborate on from that one comment.
Yeah, I was going to say, because what you were saying is like most of the Democrats are talking about if they get in office, they're wanting to reverse all of it.
Oh, exactly. You know, but I mean, yeah, I mean, you have, some of the biggest hate is coming from, the minorities and what he's done to the minorities. And it's like, dude, the blacks, the Asians, the Hispanics, they have been getting, the highest labor participation than ever in history. And it's like,
and never mind that the numbers that we're talking about come from the Bureau of Labor Statistics.
Exactly.
It's not like we're making up a number. And Obama's was what, 4.8? His unemployment.
His
rate?
Unemployment, yeah. Well,
we're at 3.5.
Well, but see, that's the thing though too, and that's one of them numbers that is kind of ridiculous because it's not a real actual number because the only thing that they're counting is people whom are actually drawing unemployment. That's all that they're counting.
Right. Well, not even that. Think about this, and we said this with Obama too. So I will give them this.
Mhm.
Okay, I will give them this. How many people dropped out of the workforce? Seriously?
Yeah.
We already stuck one in the bathroom.
Yeah, because before we started, it went off like two or three times.
How many people left? How many people left the workforce? That's what else you have to look at. But they took that into account with these numbers. They also took into account how many jobs have been created since. And the numbers aren't lying. See, Obama's numbers for job creation was terrible. It was pretty much stagnant, just like his GDP. His GDP was 1.6% over 6 fucking years.
Yeah,
that's not growth. That's deadlocked. That's stagnation.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah, the GDP now is above 4%.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking impressive.
Yes.
But anytime you mention this though, the first thing that they do is they say, well, what about the farmers? He screwed over the farmers. The tariffs this, the tariffs that.
Really?
Forever.
Have you heard about what's going on with that?
Yeah.
With the deal that was signed now with China, that's going to give $4 billion or something, I think, dollars into the farm agricultural market now, but yet he's screwing over the farmers and. Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, he's just fucking everything up. That's what they say.
Phase 1, and this is the furthest that we have ever got with China. Phase 1 in a trade deal. But yet they want to do nothing more than give him hate. This is amazing.
Right. I didn't see nothing wrong with it myself.
Sorry, you sidetracked my brain, which doesn't take much. But
no, it doesn't, not at all.
Sorry.
But anyhow, going back to numbers, 3.5% is actually a respectable number. That's something that we haven't seen in over 5 decades, like we said.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for anybody to complain about that. I don't understand how they would actually even try.
Well, it's not that they... I mean, this is what the DNC does. They do one of two things. Either one, they ignore the good stuff, or they simply lie about it.
Well, that's obvious. What?
You can hear the other alarm going off in the bathroom.
I'm ignoring it. Shut up.
That's why we were being quiet. Let the listeners hear.
Oh, I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm glad I'm deaf. But anyhow, let's move right along. We only got one fucking story left. We might as well just run with it. And this one's just classically stupid. I've heard of them blaming a lot of things on the president. A lot of things. But this one, and I'm going to say it, literally takes the cake, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
The whole cake.
The whole cake.
Because it looks like she definitely took more than a slice.
The chocolate Rocky Road cake.
Wow, that's a big woman. Gender studies professor, which, by the way, here's the thing about gender studies. There's 2 genders, male and female. You either have a dick or you don't.
Exactly.
Or if you're like Nadler, you have an innie. I don't know. But still, this gender studies professor suggests President Trump is to blame for obese black women. So I guess in that aspect, you got fat because of Obama.
Exactly. But I was fat, I was fat more than, 11 or 12 years ago. I mean,
I'm telling you right now, by looking at this woman's picture, there's no way 3 years ago she was a fucking supermodel.
And that was the first thing I said to you after you gave me the headline. I was like, okay, so that would hold water. Does the defense's case hold water? Sorry, my cousin Vinny. But that would be a legitimate thing to say if she was skinny 3 years ago. If she wasn't skinny 3 years ago, if she was a damn 3 years ago, then,
Anyhow, but here we go again, and it's she managed to bring racism and everything else into the mix of the cake that she probably ate. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be nice about this one because that's a big bitch.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, this woman. There's no way in 3 years because of President Trump, he became fat. And here we go. You're being racist because she's black. No, she's just fat.
No, she's because there's 5 different levels of fatness. 6.
That's a huge bitch.
There's 6 different levels of fatness. There's big, healthy, husky, fluffy. Damn, and oh hell no. And I don't think she's. Oh hell no, she's more
she's
along
definitely damn.
Yeah, she's definitely a damn, and I know this because I am too. So shut up.
Well, but here it is. Here it is. This is what was said. I hate when black people talk, or when people talk about black women being obese. I hate it because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. This is what she's saying.
You ate the cake.
We are living in the Trump era, and look, those policies kill our people. We can't get access to good health care, good insurance. Cooper also claimed that white women have an advantage when shredding unwanted pounds because black women are more stressed because of Trump.
Dude, black women. President Trump is not killing black women. Black women are killing, are killing black people. Black women are killing black people.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm an optometrist.
What does health care and good insurance have to do with you eating right? What does that have to do with you eating the whole damn cake instead of eating a fucking salad? I mean,
she looks like she dips her chicken wings in buckets of lard, but that's. Sorry.
She hangs out with Pritzker.
Who's her hero? Colonel Sanders.
Colonel son of a bitch. All right.
I'm bathing gravy.
But again, she told Campus Reform that she was not connecting to Trump's policies to obese black women. Then cited scholarly work to suggest that Trump's alleged racism is exacerbating the weight issues of black women. Way to blame somebody for your fatness. Jared, what made you fat?
Eating and not exercising.
Okay.
Who's responsible for that? This guy.
But you're white though. You're not a black woman. He's against black women. So
you mean I'm white? Does Dad know?
Damn it, you told him.
I thought I was.
What is he? What do we think? Think he's the black white supremacist now, or what?
I'm a cracker. No wonder why I get soggy when I float. See, I'm retaining water. All right. I'm not fat.
No, he's retaining gravy. That's what he's retaining.
Shit.
Notice cup of water. It could be vodka. You never know, but it's water.
Vodka.
This is what he's drinking.
Hey. That's water too. All right. Look at the ingredients list, and they are listed from highest to lowest, and the second word on this ingredients list is water. Of course, carbonated is in front of it, but that's beside the point.
But no, again, she's saying that because of the racist the racist stimuli that black women are under the Trump administration is the reason why she's fat. Seriously though, that's what she's trying to say.
That she's fat because of racism?
Yeah, because under the conditions that Trump has created through his racism, that's why she's fat.
I'm not saying it.
Go for it.
Okay, there was a time when her ass wouldn't be eating chicken and be picking cotton, and then she'd be skinny.
Listener Chris just chimed in. He goes, "Racism made me fat." I was gonna say good home cooking made me fat, but you know,
Dude, and she can cook some spaghetti. Oh my God. I need to go to your mama's house. Your mama needs loving too.
This is part of my reason right here. The calories just in this bottle is about double, or not triple, what you're drinking.
Are you kidding me?
No.
you lie.
That's why I've got a shed going on.
Anyhow, has anybody out there besides us actually watched this woman?
There's a lot of
Has anybody out
calories.
there besides us actually watched what she has said? I mean, even the picture. I mean, her body ate her neck.
Dude, her chin has chins. I'm going to hell.
I mean, it's not, a woman has a few extra pounds, which, average body type or anything else like that. This is a big woman. And she's trying to say that because of Trump, the last 3 years.
She's trying to say that.
That's
Trump,
why she's fat.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's like, and this is the
I
only
like
reason why
tacos
we're
and
talking.
junk food and fucking chips and everything else like that. That's why I'm fat.
And this is exactly why we're bringing this up. It isn't because she's big, and we're not making fun of her for being fat. Okay, just clear the air on that right now.
She probably did.
Because this is coming from a fat guy. We're making fun of her because the stupidity of the BS is coming out of her mouth.
Yeah, because
that's all this amounts to.
I'm sorry, one, Trump didn't make her fat. Racism didn't make her fat. She made her feel fat.
She's the one that went.
Let's back up here. She blamed it on not getting access to good health care and good insurance. Which president had screwed that for the rest of us?
Well, hell, which president is the one that did Obamacare?
Well, I'm telling you, like I said, in the last 3 years, that definitely wasn't it. I mean, judging by the look of that's she's been working on that body for 8 years or more.
Yeah, and President Trump's only been in there for 3 years, so I mean, she can't blame that on him.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get how when I see stuff like that. This is the reason why there's directions on your pants on how to put them on, because of people like her.
This is why there's instructions on preparation H that says do not take orally. She should. Oh wait, was that my outside voice?
And this literally does show though that they will make anything and everything racist, and they will make anything and everything Trump's problem.
Yep.
The fact that this woman is even some sort of a professor is beyond me.
And this person teaches somebody's young person.
Yeah.
Well, granted, if you're taking a gender studies course, you're probably not going.
This is somebody who won't own up to the reason why they are that way and change it, but to put the blame on somebody else.
That reminds me of a Carlos Mencia skit. It does. When
I love Carlos, I really do.
This woman, this big, huge woman, walks into a gas station. He's pretending to be Middle Eastern or whatever, and she walks up to the register and she's got a sweatband on. She's got some sort of jogging outfit on. And she's holding this big ass plate of nachos and these sodas and stuff like that. And she says to him, she goes, if I could just afford a personal trainer, I could lose weight. And Carlos Mencia looks at her. He goes, if you had a personal trainer, you'd probably eat him.
Shots were fired.
And just went
And
went
that's how
off
the
on
fight
it.
started.
Yeah, and just went off on it. He's like, but he had a point. You can't blame somebody else for your ill falls. Now, I can't say that genetics doesn't come into play.
Sometimes it does.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. But at the same time, do you really need that, triple bacon cheeseburger with a side order of fucking gravy fries and a bucket full, a 5-gallon bucket of Coke? I mean, do you really need that?
Yeah.
Or can you just eat
Fat
a
boys gotta
fucking
eat.
turkey sandwich with a handful of chips and maybe a Crystal Light or some shit? I don't know, but you don't.
Go to the salad bar. It's all you can eat, baby. All you can eat salad, man.
He's
I'm not talking about,
listening to me.
I am listening to you.
Well, eating that burger and that drink and everything, sometimes you can, because that's what you're craving. But by God, the next day on your workout, you better be doing twice as much work.
Oh, see, I'm starving as a motherfucker right now just talking about all this food. I'm probably gonna go home and eat a bunch of tacos.
I know a person, okay, on a diet, and what this woman ate was like, holy crap, like 15 pounds of carrots a day. 5 heads of lettuce a day, 3 or 4 heads of cabbage a day. She had so much beta carotene. Her skin was literally orange. You know, and it's like, okay, she ate enough. Did she lose weight? Sure. Was she a big woman? No. Used to be. Then she got onto that. She still ate the food that she liked.
Is she healthy? Oh, hell no.
Oh, she was healthy. You just didn't want to be around her when she tooted.
I know who you're talking about.
I know you do.
Because she's crop dusted people in the store before.
2 people 2 aisles down was like, is that you? Shit. It's bad whenever your friends can identify you by the smell of your fart.
Well, what did I say the other day though? I got caught in the store. I got caught in the store farting. And I actually asked, is it okay to do the John Travolta fucking disco dance and unleash the rest when somebody's staring at you? Because this lady walked around the corner, I'm like, you know, it was one of those, you know, like the walking farts. So I was like taking a couple steps, like, and she looks at me and I go, and it was like a fucking chainsaw, like, and I looked at her. I actually looked at her and gave her a thumbs up and then walked away.
I was at work the other day and I had a good one. I bent over and I went, and it was a really good one. And I'm like, all right, I got to go to the bathroom. That one might have had a little happy ending at the end of it. You know, I think I have a present in there. Absolutely.
It's almost as bad as me being at the hospital and getting in the elevator. I'm there perfectly by myself and had cabbage farts. I unleashed death in that thing. I get up to the 5th floor, or I was on a higher floor. I was coming down. I was like I think I stopped at the 5th floor, and the door opens, and I'm like, okay, nobody's gonna be here. And these 2 beautiful nurses walk in, and I'm like, all the way down to the 1st floor. I'm going. And I almost did the liar. I mean, I turned around. I was going to go, it was me! But it was.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
But then again, you know, we've had some good times with that. Mm-hmm. Just don't ever drink cheap beer and eat a bunch of fucking brats and stuff like that and then get in a car when you have to roll up the windows because it's pouring down rain.
And then we had to unroll the windows down because neither one of us could see going down.
Yeah, I ruined an expensive amplifier in the car because I had to roll down the window because we're both in there going.
Dude, he rolls down the window, and he rolls up the window, and at the same time I roll up the window, and I'm like, "Did you?" He's like, "Did you?" Oh God! And then about that time, oh my God, we couldn't see, dude. We could not see.
It was a mix of racetrack cheeseburgers covered in onion with bratwurst and fucking like it was Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
The hamburger might have been this thick, but the condiments on top of it was this thick. You know, the hamburger might cost $1, but the condiments are free to pile that shit on. And we had a brat that we didn't know if we should eat it or worship it. The thing was huge and veiny. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly looked at it. I'm like, I'm kind of jealous of this thing. I don't know if I should take a bite of it or not.
That's exactly what he said. He's like, I don't know if I should worship it or eat it. I mean, it's all veiny.
Wasn't this the same time I pissed on that guy's sandals?
Yes, it was, because you sneezed. The only time I've ever heard a man laugh his ass off after getting piss on his foot.
We're standing in the bathroom at the racetrack.
Okay, hold on. This isn't just a normal urinal. This is the trough.
The trough.
The trough urinal,
yeah.
Yes. Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're standing. And unfortunately, there was quite a few people in there. So this poor bastard
was in the middle of the heat with the thing, you know.
Was like right. The guy was standing right next to me. I mean, you know.
And he's assumed the position.
And I'm looking. I look over at this guy here, and I'm going. And of course, left-handed. Dick goes straight to the left, and you can't. You know, your body either says one or two things: either sneeze or piss. Unfortunately, I've managed to do both. And I looked at this guy, and I looked down at his foot. And he goes, "Dude!" He's looking at his shoe, and I looked at him, and we're all like, you know, like three stooges looking at each other. All of a sudden, we just all start laughing. He's walking around with a shoe full of piss, and
I'm actually surprised you didn't shit yourself right there. To be honest with you, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting a nugget to fall right out of your pants.
Oh, it was pretty good because we were all dying laughing. That was for damn sure.
Oh man, that was a good time. That was a good time right there. Yeah, that was the same night.
Yeah.
We shouldn't go places together.
No, we're bad. Well, we're really running fucking late here, so we should probably get going. But before we do that, we might as well just keep running this out there.
Well, hold on,
You want to tell them about the hospital incident?
Well, this wasn't a hospital incident. This headline that I got: a woman who said an officer removed her tampon will receive $205,000. Right.
He pulled the ripcord.
He did. You know, and
What was she trying to hide?
I have no idea, but when you're doing a body cavity search, you know, you got to check all the holes, I guess, you know.
He was trying to start the lawnmower. I don't know what he. Boop. Well, the question is, did it make a pop or did it fall out? I don't know.
I don't know.
These are questions that the burning questions.
When I was younger, you know, I ended up getting one of them. This was like with the Click applicator type, you know, the cardboard applicators that click, you know, ended up dropping it into the toilet and that thing sucked the whole thing up. And I was like, holy crap. Tampons are fun to put.
All right.
What the heck?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. Anyhow, before we go, you know, we're talking about stupid shit that's happened between us and everything else like that. Let's not forget, 1, the fly sucking incident.
Oh my God.
2, let's not forget about the time you had to come to the hospital to get me after I dislocated my elbow because they drugged me.
Mm-hmm.
We're standing down in the pharmacy of this hospital. And I'm just standing there, and I'm 3 sheets of the fucking wind. I'm like, everything looks awesome in this room. And this guy's standing behind the counter, and I'm trying to get my medication. And I look at the shelf, and I happen to notice that one shelf had X-Lax, and then one shelf had Pepto-Bismol.
I thought they were on the same shelf.
No, they were up and down. One was on top of the other.
Okay.
But I looked at the guy behind the counter. So I got a question for you. He's like, okay. I was like, if you took half a box of X-Lax and drank a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, wouldn't that confuse the shit out of you? This guy's over here fucking trying not to pass out because he's laughing so hard. The guy behind the counter is just staring at me like, what? And I was like, if you took both in equal parts, would you confuse the shit out of you? Because one promotes it, one stops it. I never got an answer.
True story.
I never got an answer. It was worth asking the question. I just never got an answer.
That's like a lottery thing too, you know. I mean, it's, you know, which one wins? You know, put your money. You know, I'm not saying put your money where your mouth is because that would have been absolutely hilarious. But you know, it's like, you know, we're taking bets. You know, which one happens first? Oh, the fly sucking incident was amazing though. That was a good time because that was shortly after the
whole 9 yards.
Yeah, the whole 9 yards. And, you know, Bruce Willis has a fly buzzing around his head, and he grabs it, shakes it up, and then spits it out, you know. And this guy does it, and it works perfectly well.
Splats him in the fucking head.
Splats me in the face,
like,
you know.
Aww.
And it worked, and it was great, you know. And then I tried, you know, and I caught the fly. I shook him up, but instead I get a fly that apparently had a death wish, and he did a kamikaze dive right down my throat. So I had a fly like right here, you know, right there in my throat, and he's doing in my throat. And dude, I drank water, I drank soda, I drank milk, I had potato chips, I had cereal, I don't even know what else I had. That damn thing was in my throat for hours, annoying the crap out of me. He wouldn't go anywhere. So fly sucking is just, don't try that at home.
Fly sucking does kill.
Yeah, fly sucking kills. Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, that being said, we have got to get out of here. We are done for the night.
Oh, we did go over, didn't we?
Yeah, well, a little bit. So we'll be back next week. Thanks everybody for joining us, even the ones that you know, I guess didn't listen. Yeah, listener Chris says an irresistible object against an unstoppable object type of thing. Yeah, pretty much. But well, that being said, we are out of here for the night. We'd like to thank everybody for joining us once again, and we'll be back next week.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.